2146. That's your SMS line at Metropole TVKA across all your social media platforms. Here's the thing, I'm taking just a tiny break just before that intro, because when we say let's talk Christmas business, I essentially don't like Christmas, so it's a good topic though. Yes. Anyway, let's get into it. Isn't it that we might be back in that festive mood despite what's going on in the world, the coronavirus pandemic? Today, let's talk being happy in something cool and exciting. Socks, yes. We're talking funky, happy socks for Christmas. And above it all, a business that will put that grouse on the table. My guest today is Penina Maragia, founder and CEO of Funky Socks Kenya. Penina, I'm laughing because my producer introduced everybody is laughing. Everybody is laughing. She wanted me to go ho ho ho. Wow. You would have told me. Wow. Anyway, we're good. Penina, welcome to Metropole Television.
Thank you.
Do you celebrate Christmas yourself?
Yes.
Do you get into that mood?
Yes, it's been it's culture, so
yes.
You have to follow it for the many years that we've been alive. Yeah.
Yes. Here's the thing. I'll just take it the way I would like it this morning. Can you tell me your entrepreneurship journey just before we talk about Funky Socks?
Okay. I've always had a passion in business.
Yes.
Okay, to be precise, my mom was a single mother.
Yes.
My dad passed away. So she had like 4 kids to feed. And she had like side hustles. She was working and she had side hustles. So my interest in business really started from there. And I felt like working for someone for the longest time possible. You're giving them your time and you're giving them your value. And I felt like if you do it on your own, you can be able to grow as a person and give yourself that value and time and money. Yes.
Everybody has an inspiration, and I would like to think that yours came from the situation that you therefore realized that your mom was in, and from the way that she was doing her things, you saying, I can do that as well and help around. But then I know that you were in some employment,
yes,
but then
yes,
you got to a level where you said, no, I can do that. Why?
Because I felt like I was giving so much outside there, and I could do it for myself.
Yes.
For instance, I was working in sales. I was bringing in very big numbers to that employer that I was employed with. Why can't I do that in my own company and grow with my own company, no matter how small or no matter the small steps that you're going to be able to make? You're going to work for the rest of your life, and you're going to work with someone, or you're going to work for someone.
Yes.
But when you're going to do it for your company, that means you're growing and you're giving yourself the value and the time for the hard work.
I would like to think that your job gave you some experience.
Okay.
I mean, that confidence.
Yes.
What would you say it helped you with when in that position with whatever it is you're doing right now, before we start talking about the history of Funky Socks? Customer
service, basically. After sales, I did a bit of customer service, and I also have a background in communications, because I did communications in campus.
Yes.
So I feel like that communication skills and customer service after sales and being able to get the numbers has really helped me with being able to communicate with my customers, being able to know when I'm doing good and when I'm not doing good in my numbers, and also getting customer feedback. When you've already done your sales, it's not the end of it all. You have to follow up with your customers and get the satisfaction that they're supposed to get.
Yes.
Yes.
This is what goes outside there. I don't know whether it's a misconception or anything. They say that before you decide to quit your job, just make sure that you have finances that are going to run you for the next 2 years.
Yes.
Make sure that you won't go back again. Make sure you won't draw any other thing for 2 years when you decide to go it alone. Now, will you confirm that that is true or false?
Well, it's true and it's not also true.
Tell me the true part.
The truth is,
Yes.
definitely, I feel like, and I would advise anyone who's doing business, especially right now that
Yes.
the economy
Sort
is
of
really bad.
starting out.
Yes.
Starting out now.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
you shouldn't really quit your job yet
Yes.
until you feel like your business is really doing as per some, it can give you some amount of money.
And the guys who are coming to tell you, no, get out, start it. Is that not the advice that we get most of the time? That you can do it. You have to do it, regardless.
Yes, you get that advice.
Yes.
But sometimes you have to face reality. If you have that opportunity of being able to work and also being able to work on your business for the first 1 or 2 years,
Yes.
then I would advise you to do that. But if you feel like your time is mostly going to your employer and you feel like you want to put a lot of your time in the business, then go for it. But definitely, the first and the second year in business has to have a full attention. So I feel like when you're starting your business, you can be able to just go full time and take that risk. Why not?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I think we've just handled the true and not true part,
Yes.
isn't it? All right. So, Banana, you quit your job.
Okay.
This idea about funky socks, did you have it prior, or it's something that you made up after you said, okay, I'm done with my official employment?
I know I had it prior. Was employed for like 2 years.
Yes.
I remember the first year when we started, we really weren't big enough, and we didn't even
I like
think
when you
that
say we started, there's a story
Yes.
there as well.
Yeah.
Fine.
I didn't feel like it was big and it was going to be that big enough. There was a gap. There was a gap of market for these kind of socks because
Yes.
initially everyone wears socks because they want to feel the warmth and protect your legs. But this was more like fashion because these are colored happy socks.
Yes.
They're coming in the market at that time, and there was just that big gap. So after like 6 months, I felt like we wanted to expand, and I didn't have the resources, and I didn't even know where I'm going to be able to get these socks.
Yeah, so just before you handle that place for expand,
Okay.
so when you say that this is an idea that you had, so were you already in the business?
Yes, I'd already.
While you're still at your official
Yes.
employment, isn't it?
Yes.
So you used to get them from somebody?
I used to get them locally from
Yes.
the market.
Yes.
I used to go to the market, Isili and Gikomba. It's just like thrifting, but not really second-hand ones, the new ones. But you have to wake up very early and go and get the ones that you want from the batch.
Yes.
It's like just opening the bales.
Yes.
In Gikomba, you know how it happens.
Yeah, it happens very early in the morning, and
Yes.
everybody just gets to pick
Yes.
exactly what it is that they want.
Yes. So like after some time, the market became bigger, and I couldn't be able to supply that amount of socks that people wanted.
That people wanted from you as well. Yes.
Yeah. Instead, like a month, having to juggle to go, not getting socks, telling clients stockouts, and I just felt like I needed to get that risk, and I just sourced from outside, and I decided let me just start doing the imports from outside.
Yes.
Because by then when you do the imports, you get them custom made, and if you feel like you want these socks in 10 pairs, you can be able to get it.
In 10 pairs, isn't
Yes.
it? Yes.
But initially you could get like 2 pairs or 1 pair.
Your market research,
Yes.
sort of knowing that you can actually get them imported, and this design you could get it in 10 pairs or in 6
Yeah.
pairs.
Yeah.
What did you go to first for this market research? Because that's very important, you would say, isn't it?
What I did specifically, it's called sourcing. When you're doing sourcing, you approach different companies who manufacture, because this is something that you can't just go and buy. This is something that had to start from scratch, like
Yes.
manufacturing.
Yes.
I approached several people at that time, and I felt like I got two suppliers who I felt like they were giving me good deals in getting the socks and then
Yes.
importing them. We started with one supplier, which was really disappointing. The first time I imported the socks, I missed like 300 pairs of socks. But there's nothing you can do. You go back to your pocket, and you have to keep on trying and trying and trying, because at the end of the day, it's like growing up. You have to try, you have to try, you have to try until you get
Yes,
good
eventually.
supplier.
Yes.
Eventually, I got a good supplier. I've been with my supplier for like 3.5 years. Yes, right now.
So there's that sort of personal relationship that you have with them. Good. You keep
Yeah.
on mentioning we. Talk
Okay.
to me about this we, because actually that's part of that expansion strategy I would like to think, isn't it? Yes.
Not really. When I started the business, we were 2, but now I'm 1.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting. Can you talk to me about that?
Not really a big deal. It
Yes.
was just a partnership at that time, and when the business grew, we felt like we had to separate, and one person had to run it.
Are you saying that this is exactly a business that you can just run by yourself? Does it give you that, I would say, the sort of convenience to run it by yourself?
No, I don't really run the business alone. I have
Yes.
people who help me. I have writers.
Yes.
I have social media people who
Yes.
handle my social media.
Yes.
I sometimes I outsource even PR services so that I can. Right now, I feel like I'm working on Funky Socks being a brand. I don't want it to be just any mediocre business. I want it to become a big company eventually. I have a 5-year plan with the company and everything. So you cannot do all that alone. You have to be able to employ other people to be able to help you to grow up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So let's talk about this business.
Okay.
We do know, and I would like for you to think so, that when it comes to men business,
Okay.
especially issues to do with fashion, there's usually that gray area. You're not so sure whether a man is going to keep on spending and come
And
back
buying,
for
yeah,
socks
yeah.
and come back for that, because we've been known as to, we're not impulse buyers per se. We don't take pride in having a lot.
Okay.
We take pride in convenience. What is the thing that you saw and you say it's possible for me to approach the Kenyan man, and how are you approaching them differently?
I feel like fashion right now is something that is a big deal to the Kenyan men.
Is
They have
it?
embraced it.
Is it?
Look at you,
Would you
wearing
like
suspenders.
Wow, probably a uniform.
Yes, you get. It's not like 6 or 7 years ago when
Yes.
people would mind wearing colored socks or
Yes.
anything. Men are embracing fashion. So many people are embracing fashion. We want the new things. We want to be on top notch with the fashion industry.
That's it.
So I felt like it's something that later on it's going to be able to be massive, and you have to take advantage of such opportunities.
Yes.
Yes.
Talk to me about what your plan is, because I hear you say that have a growth strategy. What would you envision Funky Socks to be? Are you still going to be in the same line of business, or you still want to touch the Kenyan man in different ways other than just I can make you look happy, can make you look good? In what other ways do you want to touch them?
When we started, I initially started with just selling this only,
Yes,
the
yes.
normal socks.
Yes.
Once we tapped into the market, I felt like I should be able to add, like I have ankle socks, I have bamboo socks, the
Yes.
invisible
Yes.
notion liners socks.
Yes.
We also have women's socks, the knee-high length socks. I don't know if you've seen them.
Yeah.
The knee-high.
I get the liberty to say
Exactly.
that. Yes.
I have tapped in each and every pairs of socks. I sell even the baby socks.
Yes.
I sell anything to do with socks. Anything new, anything a customer says they want, I will be able to provide in terms of socks. And not only socks, we also do boxers. Nowadays we do shoes.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, when you sell socks,
You cannot give somebody shoes, isn't
yes,
it? Yeah.
exactly.
It
Because
becomes
someone
like
asked,
a
do you
yes.
sell also shoes?
Yes.
So you can't get that question for the longest time. You have to serve your customers what they feel like they want.
I see.
So we also do shoes. We also do men vests.
Yes.
And I feel like with time, as we grow, we can be able to expand and become an all-rounded thing.
Pretty much.
Yes.
Your story is a happy story.
Yes.
But I'd like to think it's not just happy. It's not been just happy all the way from 2015
Definitely.
up to where we are right now. What top lessons, especially about the Kenyan market, have you learned that you will say, well, for any other person really wanting to run a small enterprise in the country, that this is exactly what it is that you need to know, especially in fashion?
I feel like the first thing you should learn in fashion and everything is new things come every day.
Okay.
You have to be able to innovate. And don't do the same thing you were doing like 3 years ago. Each day, try and become better.
Yes.
And work with what is coming in the market at that time. Yes.
Yes. What about the growth journey? What is this thing that you gotta do from time to time? I keep on saying that customer retention is one of those things that any enterprise, especially a small enterprise, needs. Because then when you're talking about your portfolio, then it's gotta be larger in terms of your clientele. How have you been able to crack that?
Consistency for me.
Yes.
You have to keep on going. Be persistent. Get feedback from each and every person, bad or good. All will help you. You can't take only the good. You have to take the bad.
Yes.
And work on the bad to become better.
Yes.
Persistence, patience, and just have a goal and work with that goal and don't back down. We all have bad days, but that one bad day cannot be able to spoil so many good days that are coming up. So you have to be able to be I continuously always say you have to be very consistent.
Yes, regardless.
Yes.
All right, now talk to me about marketing and advertising, because that's another area that somebody may want to learn from you this morning, when it comes to your small business. Now, people tell you, nowadays there are so many platforms online. I mean, you can go to social media, there's Facebook, there's Twitter, there's Instagram. Nowadays there's TikTok, there's so much at your disposal. But then, if that is so, then you like to think that there is no problem when it comes to advertising, but there are problems. There are people who are trying, but then again, it's not really working out.
Okay.
What are you doing differently? What have you been able to do differently on social media, which is just I'd like to say a free advertising platform to work for Funky Socks?
Back to the same thing. You have to be very consistent with your posting. You have to be very consistent with what you feed outside there. We have sponsored ads.
Yes. Is it important that you get the sponsored ads, so you can just chat your own way?
Yes, once in a while you have to. I have, like, let's say 31K followers.
Yes.
Those 31K followers are people that I have. I need new customers each and every day. You can't have the same customers. You need new customers. You need different customers. And social media is not the only thing nowadays that you can be able to use. Word of mouth is there. Customers coming back and giving you other new customers, and that's where customer service comes in. You have to be able to give top-notch customer satisfaction, so that if you're going to buy the socks today and you feel like you've got the best customer service from me, you will always tell your friend that I have this page where I feel like you should buy something from them.
Yes.
Yes.
And that is exactly what has been working for you, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. All right, talk to me about the messaging. What kind of messaging are you doing on social media? Are you doing the right sounds? Would you like to say that that's exactly what takes a higher percentage of your messaging on social media? Or are you trying to tell a story? Are you trying to sell something different other than just the socks itself? Well, if I come to Funky Socks, what sort of messaging am I going to see?
First things first, you're going to be able to get quality, not substandard.
Yes.
That's the first thing you will. If you go to my page right now, you will just feel like you're getting the quality and the value of your money that you're giving out to us. Yes. Second thing I feel like is you personalize with your services. Be thoughtful with your customers. Responsiveness to customers and being able to always remember your customers. Sometimes there's someone who can be able to buy something in January and they just disappear. Text them once in a while. You have events, like right now we are going to Christmas.
Yes.
Send them Christmas messages and tell them we have new variety, we have new designs. Of course, I have to be able to add more designs each and every year. Your customer can't be able to know that. Not all the people are usually online. So you have to be able to also text them via normal SMS. Exactly.
Pretty much. Anina, thank you very much for taking your time to teach one or two people on exactly what Funky Socks is really, isn't it?
Thank you so much.
I don't like talking about this. Yeah, that's my director asking me to ask you how much it is, because I think if somebody really wants to know how much it is, they will get to talk to you right now. Where can they get you?
We're on social media. Our social media handles in IG, FunkySocks_KE.
Yes.
Twitter, FunkySocks_KE.
Yes.
And then we have Facebook, FunkySocks_KE.
Okay.
Yes.
So lastly, as we clear this conversation, educate somebody. Why does a man need happy socks? We're used to black, white, grey.
Stand out. You need to stand out. Yeah.
Yes.
why be basic? Stand out.
Why be basic? Stand out. Be happy.
Be bold.
Be bold.
Yes.
Isn't it? That's how why. Be happy, be bold, stand out. But other than that, she's giving you the one-on-one lessons, those entrepreneurship lessons. That's exactly what is your take out. And if you want to get somebody a present, if you want to get any other person a present, you do know what to do. Funky socks, isn't it? Look for them. You'll get what it is that you have. We take a short break here on Business AM. Once we come back, it's December, but headlines on economy and business are not just getting out of the way. Other than Dr. Patrick Njoroge being put on the spot for letting your lenders, I'm talking about the digital lenders, continue to ask for exorbitant interest rates for all the money that you're borrowing right now. What more is happening once we come back? Your economic review.